ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Right, hello guys, how are you? So you all might have doing that C3 pathway, C4 pathway. I expect every guy make sure that you do good practice of C3 pathway and C4 pathway. Cycles are very important. So you need to make sure that for NEET entrance exam, if you want to really attend the two questions which are going to come from photosynthesis, guys, again I am telling you, C3 cycle, C4 cycle, these two cycles should be at the tip of your tongue. Right. So where exactly here in the chapter, here we are in C4 pathway. Now we discuss C4 pathway. What are the other terminologies to refer C4 pathway? C4 pathway is also called as Hatch-Slack pathway, or itself is also called as what? A beta carboxylation pathway. Beta carboxylation pathway. So we have discussed for the last class, because the scientists Hatch and Slack they proved in sugarcane the first stable compound is not PGA, it is dicarboxylic acid, it is OAA. In some plants it will be malic acid and aspartic acid was studied. That is why as the scientist has done good effort on Hatch and Slack pathway, that is why they referred themselves as the name for the pathway. Similarly, here two carboxylations will happen, that is why it is also called as beta carboxylation pathway. So what are the things we discussed about this? Now here in C4 pathway, so you know it very well, we find two carboxylations and one decarboxylation occurs, right. So here two types of reactions, but they are very important. In the total pathway, two types of reactions are very important. That is, one is carboxylation and other one is decarboxylation. We discussed this, but again I am telling you it's very important. So what are the two carboxylations which happen? They are nothing but, you know it very well, PEP carboxylation and RUBP carboxylation, right. Now where PEP carboxylation occurs? In the mesophyll of, or you can take cytosol of mesophyll, where RUBP carboxylation occurs, it occurs in the agranule chloroplast of bundle sheath cells. It occurs in agranule chloroplast of bundle sheath cells. Very important, right. So very important. So here PEP carboxylation, RUBP carboxylation are very important, right. So out of the two carboxylations, PEP carboxylation occurs in cytosol of mesophyll and RUBP carboxylation occurs in the bundle sheath cells. Similarly, where decarboxylation occur? Decarboxylation also occurs in bundle sheath cells. So bundle sheath cells also undergo two types of reactions. So whenever the question is bundle sheath also undergo two types of reactions. What are the two types of reaction? As I told you, one is carboxylation, other one is decarboxylation. Right, where in bundle sheath cells, right. Similarly, here two cell organelles are involved. In C4 pathway, two cell organelles are involved. Dimorphic cell organelles. So last class we studied about C4 pathway completely. Now what are the important highlights of C4 pathway? What are the important points of C4 pathway which we are discussing now? They are nothing but from here there is a possibility of getting questions. Now we are discussing about all different sort of questions which we get from C4 pathway. So we are discussing questions. So what are the two cell organelles which are involved? Means it includes dimorphic cell organelles. What are they? Mesophyll and bundle sheath cells, right? Mesophyll and bundle sheath cells. So for the last class I showed you clearly where it starts, where it ends. I showed you very clearly for the last class. Similarly, it also shows two types of chloroplast. Two types of chloroplast. But which are the two types of chloroplast? Let me write you here. In bundle sheath cells you find agranule chloroplast, right? And in mesophyll cell what you find? Granule chloroplast, right? Yes or no? So in mesophyll you find granule chloroplast. In bundle sheath cells you find agranule chloroplast. That means two types of chloroplast we call dimorphic chloroplast is also present, right? And what else are the important characters in C4 plants? You know that in C4 plants in leaf you find Kranzi anatomy. Kranzi anatomy. So these are very important points, question getting points which you have to remember. Kranzi means ring-like arrangement of bundle sheath cells. So these are very important. It occurs, two types of reactions are very important among all. They are PEP carboxylation, IUPAP carboxylation. In bundle sheath cells also two types of reactions occur. What are they? Carboxylation and decarboxylation. And that C4 pathway occurs in two cell organelles. So all points are very important. So these are all are very important. So here if you take which two cell organelles, two are involved, it's called dimorphic, mesophyll and bundle sheath cell. And it also includes two types of chloroplast, meaning dimorphic chloroplast, meaning granule chloroplast you find in mesophyll, agranule chloroplast you find in bundle sheath cells. In C4 plants, leaf shows Kranzi anatomy. C4 pathway itself is also called Hatch and Slack pathway, itself is also called as beta carboxylation pathway, right? Now let us see now energetics. Let us see now what is called as energetics. Now in the total C4 pathway, in energetics, how much energy is consumed in C4 pathway? That is what we are discussing, right? Energetics. Now in the total C4 pathway, when we take almost, it includes what you call 30 ATP and 12 NADPH2 are utilized, or we say C4 pathway utilized or consumed. How much energy it is utilized or consumed? 30 ATP and 12 NADPH2. So how come it is consuming 30 ATP? How come? Where is the count for 30 ATP in the entire cycle? Now, you know, in C4 pathway, it undergo Kelvin cycle, meaning C3 pathway. In C3 pathway, where C3 pathway occur? In the bundle sheath cells. Yeah, after reduction, malic acid conversion into pyruvic acid. Malic acid generates 6 carbon dioxide. That 6 carbon dioxide enters into Calvin cycle. So in Calvin cycle what happens? Altogether there will be 18 ATP utilized in the Calvin cycle. Then where remaining 12 ATP? In the fourth step of conversion, a pyruvic acid converts into PEP. You know that 12 ATP is utilized and there is generation of 12 ATP plus inorganic phosphorus. What is PA? Pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid get converted into what? PEP. What is PEP? Phosphoenol pyruvate. This is called as PEP. So how much is utilized here? 12 ATP is utilized in the conversion of last step. What is that last step? What is that last step we call? Phosphorylation. So let me write here. 12 ATP is consumed in phosphorylation of C4 pathway. So in phosphorylation there is a consumption of 12 ATP in extra when compared with the Calvin cycle. Okay, so Calvin cycle utilizes 18 ATP because in C4 pathway, C3 pathway also takes place, utilizes 18 ATP. Apart from that, there is a production of more 12 ATP in C4 pathway. There is more consumption of more 12 ATP in C4 pathway. That means if you take in terms of C3 pathway and it's compared with C4 pathway, what happens here? C3 pathway altogether 18 ATP, but in C4 pathway 30 ATP. That means how much here? Means extra 12 ATP consumed. What is the difference between C3 and C4 in terms of ATP? There is a difference of 12 ATP. Where the 12 ATP? In case of C4 pathway. Very important. In C3 pathway how much ATP is utilized? 18 ATP. In C4 also 18 ATP by C3 pathway, 18 ATP, and there is an extra 12 ATP is consumed. Right, that because of that it altogether it becomes how much? 30 ATP. So there is a possibility of getting question that in C4 pathway differs with C3 pathway with the difference of number of ATP, 12 ATP. But if you look at NADPH2, in C3 pathway also NADPH2 are 12 in number, and C4 pathway also NADPH2 are 12 in number, both are same. So number of NADPH2 utilized in C3 pathway and number of NADPH2 utilized in C4 pathway, if this question comes, the ratio is 1:1. Why? In C4 pathway, at the time of conversion of malic acid, that means what happens here? PEP to what you call OAA to malic acid, then pyruvic acid, then PEP. So here 6 NADPH2 are converts into NAD plus. Again this 6 NAD plus again converts back into 6 NADPH2. What is produced, utilized here, again consumed here. Yes or no? 6 NADPH2 converts into NAD, again NAD converts back into NADPH2, consumed and released. Both are balanced, no more NADPH2 utilized in C4 pathway. This NADPH2 what is consumed only at the time of Calvin cycle in C4 pathway. So difference, look at clearly, in C3 pathway ATP 18 ATP, C4 pathway 30 ATP, because 12 ATP are difference. Extra 12 ATP is consumed where? Extra 12 ATP is consumed in C4 pathway at the time of phosphorylation, and 18 ATP as usual consumed in C3 pathway. Very important, right? So here if you look at what is the energy here, let me write plus 30 ATP plus 12 NADPH2, it's nothing but energy consumed for C4 pathway. Now, let us discuss some questions here. So, these are the possibilities. This is very important question in terms of energetics. If you look at, let us discuss some more questions here. Whenever you get the ratio between, okay, number of carbon dioxide, 12 is this ATP, right? Okay, let us take NADPH2 and ATP between C3 pathway and C4 pathway. Suppose ratio between number of carbon dioxide NADPH2 and ATP. For example, if the question is in C3 pathway, then the ratio will be 1:2:3. If it is for C3 pathway, the ratio between carbon dioxide, NADPH2, ATP is 1:2:3. That means 6 carbon dioxide, 12 NADPH2, 18 ATP. Right? What is that? 6 carbon dioxide, 12 NADPH2, 18 ATP. The ratio will be 1:2:3. Okay, suppose if the same question you get it in ratio between number of carbon dioxide NADPH2 and ATP in C4 pathway. In C4 pathway, what is the ratio if that is the case? 1:2:5. Why? Because 6 carbon dioxide, no doubt 12 NADPH2, but instead of here this is 30 ATP. So, 5 is the only difference and 3 is the C3 difference. Both you have to remember. As per the question, you have to choose the right option, right? Number of CO2, NADPH2, ATP if you take in C3 pathway, the ratio will be 1:2:3, but if the question is mentioned about in C4 pathway, ratio will be 1:2:5. Very important questions which you have to remember, right? So, this is what we call as C4 pathway. Now, let us continue with next pathway. CAM pathway, right? If you remember what are the pathways we have for carbon dioxide fixation. So, we will study for carbon dioxide fixation we have C3 pathway, this we completed. In some plants it is said to be C4 pathway, now this also is completed. In some plants it occurs by what is called CAM pathway. So, C3 pathway occurs in C3 plants, C4 pathway occurs in C4 plants, CAM pathway occurs in CAM plants. Now, here we are in the discussion about what is called as CAM pathway. What is CAM pathway here? CAM pathway it is called as crustacean acid metabolism. What is it called? Crustacean acid metabolism, which is also important. So, we call CAM pathway. Now, CAM pathway occurs where? So, first of all, if you look at CAM pathway mostly occurs in, let us write, found in xerophytes, right? Xerophytes of which category if you take? So, occurs in mostly, you know, in first year ecology we studied xerophytes are classified into succulents, non-succulents, ephemerals, right? But CAM pathway mostly we find in case of succulents. mostly we find in case of succulents, right. Now, if you take this xerophytes and succulents, here we find very importantly xerophytes or succulents, both of them exhibit a very important type of stomata called scotoactive stomata. Both of them contain scotoactive stomata. Guys, if you can recollect it, in the chapter transport in plants we discussed stomata is of two types, photoactive stomata. This one is called scotoactive stomata. What is scotoactive stomata? Scotoactive stomata, what do you call? Stomata opens during night time. It will get opens during night time and get closes during daytime. It get closed during daytime. That's why it's called as what? Scotoactive stomata, right? What we are discussing? Xerophytes are the succulents. They undergo what? CAM pathway. They contain type of stomata is scotoactive stomata. Now, if you look at these scotoactive stomata, in this stomata opens during night time and get closes during daytime. That's why it's called as what? Scotoactive stomata. Right. So, apart from this, now if you look at these examples, now where do you find means it is found in Crucilaceae family, means the plants which belong to Crucilaceae family, they undergo what is called CAM pathway. So, examples for plants which called CAM plants, they belong to the family called as Crucilaceae. What are Crucilaceae family members? You can take what you call Sedum, Bryophyllum and Kalanchoe. So, these plants belong to the family called as Crucilaceae family. So, which plants? Sedum, Bryophyllum, Kalanchoe. These plants, they belong to what is called as Crucilaceae family. They belong to what is called Crucilaceae family. Which plants belong to Crucilaceae family? These plants. Not only Crucilaceae family, further examples if you look at, even that is cactus, Cactaceae family, but you write down Cactaceae family. Some of the plants belong to Cactaceae family, also undergo CAM pathway. So, they also considered as CAM plants. Which are they? Now, let us take into consideration of, cactus, nothing but Opuntia, right. So, these plants come under, they undergo CAM pathway. Not only this, apart from this, let us take some more examples. These all are nothing but examples what I am writing. Not only this, even you find orchids, pineapple, Portulaca. Now, these plants, not only this, orchids. You remember orchids? Orchids has what are the things? Is orchids contain smallest seeds, which you studied earlier. It is epiphyte, they are epiphytes, right. Number of seeds you find, endospermic or non-endospermic orchids. Epiphytes, they contain what do you call velamen roots as well as clinging roots, and they are divided into small tiny number of seeds called smallest seeds, right. So, in different places we studied about orchids. Remember, the orchids come under CAM plants because they exhibit CAM pathway. Along with that, even pineapple, Portulaca. So, these all are nothing but what? These all what we study now, all are nothing but they are called as CAM plants. They are called as what? CAM plants. Why do you call the total list of plants as CAM plants? Because they undergo the pathway called as crescellation acid metabolic pathway. That's why they all are called as what? CAM plants, right? Let me give you a quick revision of this. If you look at, they are found in xerophytes. What type of stomata you find? Scotoactive stomata. What is the meaning of scotoactive stomata? They opens during night time and get closed during daytime. So here they found in xerophytes, succulents, and especially in the Crescelaceae family. Which plants fall in Crescelaceae family? Sedum, Bryophyllum, Kalanchoe. Similarly, members of Cactaceae like cactus, Opuntia, right? Along with that, orchids, smallest seeds they contain, and you know well they are epiphytes. What else you find? They contain a dead hygroscopic tissue called velamen tissue, and they are called velamen roots. And in what way orchids are more related? We have so many points, right? They absorb moisture content from the atmosphere by the process called as imbibition. Right, so these things about orchids. Orchids, remember, they also CAM plant because they undergo CAM pathway. And pineapple, Portulaca, and recently, you know, I mean first year morphology, you know pineapple is what type of fruit, you need to recollect it, you need to revise once again, and Portulaca also try to remember. All these things come under what is called as CAM plants. Now let us study about CAM pathway. Now when you study these CAM plants, as you know, stomata is the one get opens during night time and get closed during daytime. Now let us study this pathway now. What do you find in this? CAM pathway contains what? Scotoactive stomata. Right? So what we need to study here? Stomata opens during night time. So let us study now what happens during night time. Stomata, here what we need to write? Stomata opens during night time, right? And similarly what happens here? We say that stomata closes during daytime. Now let us see very clearly how the changes happens during daytime and night time. Right. So here in case of scotoactive stomata, when stomata opens during night time, in this what happens here is we find organic acid content during night time. Organic acid content increases. So what is the symbol here? It says that increases. Okay. So here during night time organic acid content increases. When organic acid content increases, did you remember guys, in transport in plants we discussed the mechanism of scotoactive stomata, right? So you know accumulation of starch get broken down into malic acid and H plus ion. You remember H plus ions goes out, there is influx of K plus and Cl minus. Where did you study the whole story? In opening and closing of stomata. There you studied what goes out, K plus, H plus goes out, K plus Cl minus enters inside. Did you remember? Right? So there what happens in scotoactive stomata? So it produces organic acids. Tartaric acid, malic acid and succinic acid. The organic acids get produced during night time in case of scotoactive stomata containing plants. So there is a release of organic acids because it undergo partial degradation. Food produced here, starch or sucrose, it undergo partial degradation, right? Because of that it produces organic acids like malic acid, tartaric acid and succinic acid. As a result, within the plant there is an increase in organic acid content. When organic acid content increases, pH of, right? So here what happens during night time? Organic acid content increases but pH decreases. So at that time it undergoes the process. During night time it undergoes the process. The process itself is called as acidification. It undergoes the process called as acidification. Okay, now there is one more point to be written, that is stored products, that we will write later, right. Then what happens during daytime here? Because in daytime as sunlight is available, the organic acids which are produced here, they releases carbon dioxide. So during daytime what happens? During daytime organic acids are get broken down and there is release of carbon dioxide. So we say organic acid content decreases, it will get decreases. As a result what happens here? pH increases, pH increases. As pH increases, these organic acids completely undergo degradation. Organic acids are completely, they will get broken down and they release sufficient amount of carbon dioxide. As carbon dioxide is released here, so here using this carbon dioxide plant undergo photosynthesis, then stored carbohydrates increases, stored carbohydrates increases, meaning it undergoes photosynthesis and produces more food. More food is nothing but what? More carbohydrates. Stored carbohydrates increases. Vice versa, what happens in the night? In the night, here you try to remember, in the night you try to remember, stored carbohydrates are utilized for various metabolic activities. So stored carbohydrates decreases. Try to remember, to vice versa, right? Then here during daytime it undergoes the process. It undergoes during daytime, it undergoes the process called as de-acidification. It undergoes the process called as de-acidification. Okay, now let us study about this. So here what do we say? So here we find CAM pathway, also called as what? Crustacean acid metabolism we say. All plants list you try to remember, because sometimes the question will be asked indirectly about sedum plant, kalanchoe plant, bryophyllum plant, yes or no, cactus, opentia and all plants like orchids, postulaca, pineapple. In pineapple, so and so question they will give. So you should understand that that question is speaking about, if the example is pineapple or postulaca or orchids, the question is speaking about CAM pathway. Now what happens, what you find in CAM pathway? Scotoactive stomata. You know scotoactive stomata opens during night time, get closed during daytime. So how this will happen? Look at in night time, you know the food what is stored here, it will not completely get broken down, it undergo partial degradation. As a result it produces organic acid. So there is an increase in organic acid content, because acid content increases, pH decreases. And already during daytime whatever the food stored carbohydrates are prepared, now it will make use of it for various metabolic activities at the night time. So stored carbohydrates decreases. And in night time what the mechanism it undergoes is called as acidification. Now during daytime, so quite reverse of this. So as the light is available during daytime, the partially degraded organic acids are completely get broken down and there is a release of carbon dioxide. So stored organic acid content decreases, pH increases. whatever the carbon dioxide is available, with that it will undergo photosynthesis. So there is an increase in content of stored carbohydrates. So it undergoes a process called as deacidification. Now try to remember the two important processes, acidification and deacidification. So that's the reason why guys we say stomata it is of two types, photoactive stomata and scotoactive stomata. Photoactive stomata, most of the plants exhibit photoactive stomata, open during daytime, get closed during night, but scotoactive stomata is quite reverse of that. It find in very few plants. In those plants you have to remember what occurs is called as CAM pathway. Let us continue with this. So let us study now here. Stomata opens during night time. Right. So let us continue with this. Stomata closes during daytime. Now what are the things we are supposed to discuss in detail about here? Now in night time what occurs is called as, the process is called as acidification, and during daytime what occurs here itself is called as deacidification. Right. So what is very important thing here? In CAM pathway, if you look at here very clearly, CAM pathway undergo two types of reactions. Sometimes you have a possibility of getting the question. CAM pathway also undergo two types of reactions. What are two types of reactions? Acidification and deacidification. And the most importantly, very importantly, try to remember CAM pathway, very important point what I am telling you, it resembles mostly C4 pathway. It resembles mostly C4 pathway. So here CAM pathway, C4 pathway, they are very closely resemble to each other. So let us discuss now how both are closely resemble. That means C4 CAM pathway, what you find here, it is almost like C4 pathway. What we are going to discuss now, it's almost like a C4 pathway. Right. So C4 pathway, what are the four reactions occur? In C4 pathway there are four reactions. What are the four reactions? What are the four reactions we find in C4 pathway? One is what you call carboxylation, and second one is reduction, and third one is decarboxylation, right, as well as carboxylation, right, and what is fourth one? Phosphorylation. We discussed this four reactions, right. C4 pathway undergo four reactions. What are they? Carboxylation, reduction, decarboxylation and carboxylation and phosphorylation, four reactions. But coming to CAM pathway, only two types of reactions. What are they? Acidification and deacidification, right. Very clearly try to remember the differences. It's almost resembles exactly mostly that of C4 pathway. But if you understand CAM pathway, you can find very clear differences between CAM pathway and C4 pathway. What is the first difference? C4 pathway has four reactions, right, whereas CAM pathway has two reactions. What are four reactions? Carboxylation, reduction, decarboxylation, along with carboxylation, phosphorylation. But coming to here, there are two reactions called acidification and deacidification. Okay, and very importantly, here this occurs in two cell organelles. Again, I'll give you, no need to worry, occurs in mesophyll as well as bundle sheath cells. But remember, in CAM pathway, totally it occurs only in case of mesophyll cells. The four step of reactions what we keep here, they exactly come under the two reactions. So what do we say here? Carboxylation, reduction. Both of them come under acidification. And here there is no carboxylation, only decarboxylation and phosphorylation come under deacidification. That is a very clear thing which you need to note down. What is that? Carboxylation and reduction, both reactions come under acidification in CAM plants. There is no carboxylation. Try to remember, very very important difference. No carboxylation in this. This is, I am striking it off. No carboxylation in CAM pathway. Then what are present? Decarboxylation and phosphorylation reactions come under deacidification. This is a very very important difference and very important point to be noted down between CAM plants and C4 plants.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.